Na-close up.
Hello! Sa reading atin. Live na kami.
In 10 seconds, sir.
Okay, sige.
Mic test.
Hello.
Mic test.
Mic test, mic test. Nagka-function din to yung red.
Sige, mic test mo.
Mic test, mic test. Okay siya?
Dapat. Nakalive ka na rito. Sinasadyo ito. Test mo rin.
Mic test, mic test. Okay ng audio.
Beauty and Health with Dr. K.
Hello! Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening here in Edmonton, and good morning wherever you are the part of the world. So, Dr. K here again for Doctor of Acupuncture. So, most likely, our topic here. Okay, there you go. Okay, so about pain management. So, all of us, if we are going to the doctor and we are in pain, the only remedy the doctor can give you is pain reliever or any medication. Pero medication is good, but then after effect nun is will damage your kidney, your liver, because they are the organs that will clear up your system before it goes to the blood. Especially kung may mga hyperacidity ka, having medication is not really helpful. So, for us TCM doctors, traditional Chinese medicine, we have the remedy to release some pain. Needles really work. To those in pain, say you're in pain for a few days back, a few weeks, needle is very, very good. But if you are suffering this headache or pain all over your body for maybe years, it's not magic. You have to go further treatment. But to those who have pain instantly, shoulder pain or anything, needles really work. So, why needle works, as I've explained before, kung nakapakinggan nyo, when the needle comes into the body, it's considered as a foreign substance. Any foreign substance, the antibody, lahat ng mga immune system will fight against those foreign substance. So, the moment the needle gets into the body, considered yun as a foreign body. So, all the immune system, antibody, lahat ng mga nutrients and blood will go to the needle. That's why when you poke the needle into the body, may pinkish ang color ng needle surrounding the needles, because it means ang chi, arrival of chi is there. So, kaya nang sa aming TCM, chi is the source of life. Yung yin and yang, as I have told before, kung pakinggan nyo yung mga discussion ko noon, for us, Chinese medicine, we believe in the formation of the qi, that's the source of energy, source of everything, and the balancing of the body, which is yin and yang. So, pagpasok ng needle into the body, that's why it's more effective, because any pain with inflammation is really something na pag walang pain kasi, it will not be considered ng brain. Kasi through pain, dun madidistinguish ng brain na kailangan niya into something. Kaya I don't suggest to put numbing cream when I do needles. Kasi ang pain na yun, doon hahanapin ng immune system kung paano ka tutulungan. So, don't you know na bago ka mapaso, when you touch the fire, bago ka mapaso, it reach milliseconds sa brain mo. Kaya how fast the reaction, kung let's say, hawakan mo yung apoy, instantly, i-let go mo siya kasi masakit siya, and then the brain already considered is a pain. Ganon din ang needle. The moment pumasok ang needle sa katawan, it's already considered as foreign substance. The brain will command all the immune system to go in that area. Kaya ang inflammation, masubside ang pain, masubside ang bulginess, ang inflammation, and also masubside kung source niya is heat or cold. So, for me, if ever a patient of mine will come to me, magsabi siya na headache. So, different kind of headache. Kung frontal headache, kung dito siya, parang band pain, it is source is stomach and spleen. Yun ang mostly cause ng headache mo dito, yung nalipasan ka ng gutom, hyperacidity, those are the sources. Frontal headache. So kung sa side naman, it's called temporal headache. Yung dito siya sa mga gilid. Yun ang usually source nun is liver and gallbladder. The same thing din dito sa top, parietal headache, yung parang stabbing pain. Any stabbing pain is blood or qi deficiency. Parang ibig sabihin yung circulation ng dugo sa katawan natin hindi smooth ang flowing. At saka dito naman sa nape natin, yung occipital, usually cold and wind. Minsan, kaya, especially dito sa Canada, ang weather namin is variation of cold and hot. Actually, springtime sana supposedly, but it's windy. It's only, I think, plus 10 or something. But then, it's too cold. Ang hangin niya. So, always protect the nape area. So, yung nape kasi, yung pasukan talaga ng lamig yan. So, the moment na, especially if you're in a cold area, pag afternoon na, malamig na siya, so you have to cover your head. Kasi nga, yun ang mga, doon pumapasok ang lamig. In Western medicine, they don't believe in coldness, they don't believe in too much heat. But for us, in Chinese medicine, our knowledge is surrounded by the environment. So, kung masyadong mainit, pag na-absorb na katawan natin, hindi rin maganda. Pag sobrang lamig, hindi rin siya maganda. So, gaya niyan kung, for me, if somebody will gonna tell me the frontal headache, inaano ko siya ng, pag frontal headache, may kasama na yan siya yung parang teary-eyed, masakit ang mata, sa temple. So, ang mga remedy dyan, do 24-23, tapos yung do 20, yung pag, so sa tip ng head, ang the middle nun, do 20 ang tawag nun. So, isurround mo siya ng 4 na surrounding para mag-release lahat ng mga tense muscles. So, itong best friend ko. This is what I have during nung board exam. So, kung tip ng head, so, 4 nun, isurround mo siya. So, kung wala kang, kung, you're not an acupuncturist, right? So, for me, my wood ako, so hindi ko nadala. So, kung ito siya, mo lang, either i-knuckles mo, i-surrounding mo, always keep in mind, tightening, strengthening the part is going to the right. Kung loosening up, going to the left. So, it means, tight siya eh. So, kaya ka nagka-pain kasi very tight yung muscles doon. Ang surrounding area nito is very tight. So, counterclockwise, going to the left ka. So, yun ang mga sometimes remedy na pag masyadong, if you feel like your headache is on the top of the head, temporal, parietal headache, yung top ng head mo, yun ang pinakamasakit na parang feeling mo binibiyak. So, it means, kailangan mo i-release yung tension muscles doon. So, for me, kung wala akong needle, knuckles, counterclockwise mo siya. It's a very, very good. And I've been telling this before, yung SEM, yung big muscles dito is called sternocleidomastoid. Yun ang tinatawag na pinakamalaking muscle sa neck natin. Those are the source of the nerve function doon, pabalik ng mga circulation sa head. So, pag yung i-push mo yung head against the other hand, makikita mo yung big muscles dito. It's called SEM, sternocleidomastoid. Press mo siya downward. Yan. It would be, parang feeling mo, parang marirelease yung tense muscles, maybe at a minute or 2, i-press mo lang siya, but not too hard, kasi may nerve at saka nandiyan ang jugular vein. So, very cautious din kayo. And this is not applicable sa pregnant woman, kasi hindi siya, may mga nerves dyan na connected sa bata. So, be cautious kung mag-SEM massage kayo, kasi it's not good kung pregnancy, especially kung mataas ng blood pressure. It would help a little bit, but it's not really the best remedy. So, ito yung mga remedy lang. But if you feel like dizziness, puking and everything, go to the ER, call 911. Kasi hindi na siya normal. Especially if you feel like passing out with the terrible headache, there's something wrong. You need to be checked by the doctor, medical doctor. Ito yung sinasabi ko na remedy lang. Yung in case lang na very light feeling lang na headache mo, you can have something to help you out. And also, pag headache, yung ears. If you feel like parang masakit talaga yung ulo mo, yung ears, the way it show, dito yung head. Kumbaga, inverted. Itong head, dito yung tail. So, kung masakit ang ulo mo, yung malaking part ng ears dito, press mo lang siya. Press mo siya counterclockwise. Ito yung head kasi So, i-press mo lang siya para magka-release yung mga tense muscles mo and then the surrounding ears. Kasi parang feeling mo na parang you feel like hindi nagsa-circulate yung mga hindi nagsa-circulate yung mga dugo sa katawan mo. Ears is a very good reflexology connected to the brain. So, masayihin mo lang yung tenga. Especially yung sa loob, kasi dito yung internal organs. So, parang i-press mo lang siya, knuckles mo. You should have it felt na parang umiinit na siya. And then, you will feel relaxed and release the pain a little bit. So, here, greetings for Miss Teresa Usan and B. Gatton. Thank you for watching. Hope you will gonna learn from me from this later on. So, ito yung sinasabi kong, basta tandaan nyo yung head dito. Kasi yung, according sa reflexology ng ears, head and tail up. So, kung may mga problem kayo within sa ulo, dito talaga siya sa baba ng earlobe, kung saan yung nalagay ng mga hikaw. Tapos, ear problem is very good, especially kung may mga ringing ears ka. Alam mo yung tip dito, yung edge, very good. May mga allergy ka, yan ang very, very good din siya ng mga nangangati ka because this is all releasing heat. Kasi ang minsan ng allergy or anything na nagkaka-itchy skin, excess heat yun sa loob ng katawan. So, you have to release it. So, yung pag-press lang ng tip ng ears natin, press it down, or either which, kung talagang feeling mo na parang excess ang init mo, ice mo. Yung cube ng ice, i-surround mo ang ears mo ng ice para to cool down. Kasi minsan, pag masyadong init, especially in Philippines, I know it's so hot there, kahit anong shower mo, pag feel mo pa rin na mainit, but then try to put ice surrounding your ears, you will feel refreshed. So, ito yung ears. Especially kung depressed ka rin, the closest nerve function ng katawan is through the ears. So kung mga feeling mo na parang depressed ka, you feel like emotionally disturbed or hindi ka makatulog, ear acupuncture is very good. Yung middle niya, yung hemian, something ng ganun, yung i-press mo lang siya. Either sa mga loob-loob ng ears mo, it's a very, very good sensation na to release all the pain, tension mo. Think happiness. So, para mawala lang na yung mga tension muscles mo. So, frontal headache, temporal headache, parietal, occipital, yung sa likod. So, if I have kasi pinagbabawal naman talaga na mag-massage sa neck area, especially very deep pressure kasi closest siya sa brain. But then, if you know how, parang light pressure lang through the neck area here. Kasi dito yung tense muscles. They call it, the muscle is trapezius. So, kung very tight ang trapezius, so, ang tightness ng muscles will block the circulation of the blood going back to the brain. Kaya ka nagkaka-headache dahil hindi na bumabalik yung dugo papunta sa ulo. So, block na siya dito. So, for me, kapag yung masyadong matigas na yung muscles, aside na I needled it, tapos hindi pa rin siya nare-release, I use this hammer. Minsan you can have, wag naman yung totoong martilyo kasi masakit yun eh. So, a little bit maybe ng wood, iba may mga wood na parang kawayan na kahoy. Let's say, imagine mo na kahoy, parang itap-tap mo lang siya. Ganun. Wag mo naman masyadong malakas kasi madurog-durog naman likod mo. Yung itap mo lang. And then, let the person contract. Let's say, masakit itong upper shoulder niya, yung trapezius niya. Ask the person to i-lift mo yung shoulder, yung elbow, and then the contraction. Pag nag-contract siya and i-tap mo siya, a slight tap, parang reflexes yun eh. The moment na tinap mo siya, matitrigger yung brain. Nasabi, ay, natap niya dito, it means there's a pain in here. You could have tapped it a little bit lighter. Sa akin naman, kasi kung wala akong, hindi ko nadadala anything, may knuckles. Itap-tap mo lang yung likod. Ganun. And then you lift the elbow, tapos kailangan makontract itong trapezius, yung triangle na to, itong tinatawag na trapezius muscle. So, pag na-contract mo to siya, And then, let's say, i-bend mo yung elbow, i-push up mo kasi makontract sa likod, and then that's to help you tap it. Yun ang mga technique how to release the tense muscles sa likod. But for me, of course, I'm acupuncturist, so isurround ko siya ng needle. And then, yung upper, between ng shoulder at saka sa neck, GB21. It's very, very good to na, i-release mo siya yung muscles na to na ma-release siya. So, kung wala rin kayong, basta tandaan nyo, top of the shoulder at sa neck, ang in-between niya, GB21. Yun ang very good sa headache, tense muscles, and anything na ma-release mo yung shoulder pain. So, a little bit of top, o kaya in-knuckles mo. But for me, kapag yung masyadong malaking mama, I do the elbow. But then, kung therapist ka, be cautious. Kasi, your strength depend on how big the person is. Kung payat naman yung tao, sikuhin mo ba? I always use the knuckles or the elbow kung talagang malaki ang mama. But then, if only sa skinny person, madurog mo na yung buto nun. So, kailangan, very light din. So, your pressure, when you do massage to anybody, is according to the weight of the person or according to the size ng person. Kasi kung manipis naman siya, light pressure din. And then, sa mga shoulder dito, pag yung sinabi nilang is hard to lift, bursa, may point dito sa shoulder banda, this called bursa. So, once inflamed na yan, tawag nilang bursitis. But for me, I have to surround it with needle. Kung wala ka rin lang naman, knuckles will help. Lift mo yung shoulder niya, rotate mo, and then while doing pressing this point. Yun ang releasing kasi with ano nga ba yun, ang tawag na resistive function. Yung while you pressing it, you have to move the function of the shoulder. Kasi if you just pressing it, walang interaction, there's no movement, hindi mo siya ma-release ang pain. Especially with locomotion and pressure, doon ma-trigger ang brain na, may ginagawa siya dito. I think some of the muscles can help. You know how God created our body in a perfect situation that we're in. If we are, may sakit tayo, ang brain natin talaga ang tutulong. So, kaya that's why, wag mo namang overuse yung brain. Kasi, pag lalo na, if it times to sleep, kailangan mo ring matulog. Kasi that's how your brain would gonna recharge. Kung tulog ka na, kung gising ka, na insomnia ka, parang hindi mo na nabigyan ng rest ang brain. Especially if you're eating late at night. Evening should be resting. Kaya lang, most of us, we ate late. So, imbis na ang brain, magpahinga na siya, he still has to work full time para tulungan yung stomach to digest what you've eaten that night. So, kaya kailangan, paggabi, after 6 na, o kaya 7 or 8, bawal na talagang heavy meal, bawal na yung rice, bawal na yung mga meat, vegetable na lang. But for me, I do the crackers and crackers o kaya yogurt. Yun na lang yung mga very light meal at night. Kaya lang, it's really different because there's some of us are working shift workers, right? So, kung shift worker ka, alangan namang hindi ka kakain at night. So, kumbaga, you divert the routine na dapat paggabi, less ng meal mo, tulog ka na. But then, you're a shift worker, you work at night, gising ka, kumain ka ng late night. Kasi, ang rhythm ng katawan natin is based on the environment as well as the time. So, kung imbis na morning, mag-breakfast ka, tulog ka kasi you work at night. But then, instead, of course, di mo naman i-compensate mo rin yung kung hindi ka nakakatulog ng gabi, of course, you need to have more sleep in the morning. But then, parang wag mo namang i-overuse na, let's say, kung na-reach mo na yung 5 to 6 hours, I think it's okay enough. Pilitin mong gumising. And then, you eat at a regular meal. Kung kakain ka ng, let's say, nag-breakfast ka, heavy breakfast, kasi umuwi ka morning na, heavy breakfast ka na. So kailangan, bago ka pumasok, nakapag-exercise ka na a little bit para to help digest all the food you've eaten. So, kaya tayo minsan madaling bloated, gassy, lumalaki ang tiyan kasi we eat not in a proper time. So, sabi ko na sa shoulder, sa head, also sa pagtawag nito sa neck. Pag sa neck naman, sometimes yung sinasabi nilang na-whiplash ka, na-accident ka, or na-bounce yung head mo. Don't you know, sa akin kasi, neck can be released dito sa tailbone mo. Ang connection ng neck, the mirror image is in the tailbone. So, kung neck, sinasabi nilang cervical 7, lumbar 5. So, how would you memorize kung sa spine? Gigising ka ng umaga, 7 o'clock. So, C, cervical 7. So, mag-lunch ka ng 12, T, thoracic 12. Tapos, kung hapon, mag-snacks ka or mag-supper ka, L5. So, 7, 12, 5. Doon mo malalaman na ang mga spine may connection. So, here again, another viewer of us, David Fabiosa. And to my, live here, to my kumare, Marice Season, and my cousin, Antonieta Cabalfin. Hello, Deng. Pag ganyang mga pain, that's what I said, if you have neck pain, alam mo kung saan na ma-release niya, dito sa tailbone. Kasi itong i-release niya, neck sa tail. Kaya ang shoulder naman sa hips. So sometimes when somebody come to me na masakit ang shoulder, bago ko i-massage yung shoulder niya, i-massage ko muna yung hips niya. Kasi compensated sila eh. In Chinese medicine, kung saan ang pain, release mo siya sa kabilang side. Let's say, pain niya sa right, release mo siya sa left. Kasi yung pattern ng releasing function is opposite than the one being treated with. So, kung ganyan yung mga sakit, ma-release mo siya abruptly. So, pag sakit naman sa likod, pwede mo rin siyang ma-release through front. Pag masakit ang likod, sometimes you've been digging all the way sa likod na sa upper traps. But actually, ma-release mo naman siya sa pecs. Sa pecs muscles. Doon mo rin siya ma-release yung mga releasing factor ng pain sa back. So, most likely kapag upper back pain, I can do LI4, as what I've said before. LI4 is very good also sa upper head. Yung LI4, yung parating sa web nito, LI4 is very, very good. Ito yung mga pag any pain sa facial feature mo, LI4 is very good. LI4, spleen 6, parang spleen 6 is from your ankle, 4 fingers up. Yun ang spleen 6. So, parang yun ang mga magical point na parang pag may mga pain ka, yun ang mga releasing factor. I usually go with stomach 36. Stomach 36 is very good also for it. Yung stomach 36 from your knee at the outward side, 4 fingers din, kung saan mag-end ang 4 fingers closer to the bone, yun ang mga releasing factor. So, parang minsan magugulat ka na lang through pag points mo sa mga paa na to, parang makarelease din ang upper head. And also, connection ng head sa toe, di ba? So, ang big toe, hindi ko lang mapakita, yung big toe, surrounding nun is about the head. So, kung parang feel mo na masakit ang ulo mo, try to massage the big toe. Yung the whole toe mo, i-massage mo lang siya, i-press mo siya counterclockwise kasi parang tension muscles yun eh. Parang doon mo malalaman na, ay may sakit, ba't may sakit dito? Yun pala sa head. Or either sa thumb. Kasi ako pag if somebody has headache, yun ang minamassage ko, yung toe, big toe, and then the sinus area, yung plug ang nose mo, yung yung web, hindi pala web, yung mga fingers, you can massage it para makahinga ka. You can breathe normally through sa mga fingers na to. Ito kasi ang sinus points. Pero for me, of course, yung inidle ko rin dito yung beside, yung bitong ang tawag nila dito. From the side, i-needle ko. But I know it's so painful. And also, sa mga ano nga tawag nito? Lasing. I have a client who came to me, I think the other day. He was drunk, but he has scheduled needle sa bahay. And then, I do do 22, I think hindi sa ilong, and then in between, do 26, and then sa tip ng ears, Sanjiao 10. Yun ang mga points na pag ninidle mo, parang amuse lang siya na bumalik yung bumalik yung pag-iisip niya na he used to talk nonsense, and then suddenly said, "What did you do to me?" And then sabi ko, well, I needle the points. And then, yeah, yung tip ng ilong is a very, very good to release ang alcohol sa katawan natin. Of course, pag nakainom ka na, you're so tired, and revival, LI4 is very good, revival yan. Any sakit ng ngipin, anything pain sa face, LI4 is very, very good. Also, kung hindi ka makakatulog, yung behind the ears, yung yan ang tawag doon. So, masas mo lang siya. And I told you before, massaging the ears is a very good technique. Anything pain mo, tenga lang. Kasi mas mabilis siya. And also, if you feel like blurry vision, i-rub mo lang hands mo. I-rub mo, and then you press yung eyebrow mo going downward, and then i-press mo i-rub mong hand mo hanggang uminit, and then you put in your eyes. Parang masarap yung feeling na parang nagkaka-teary-eyed ka. Kasi sometimes you have headache and eye strain because it's dryness. So kapag masyadong dry na yung mga mata natin, it causes also headache and strain. Parang hindi ka makakita, blurry vision. So, in between ng eyes mo, ito sa forehead, in between yan is tayang. It's very, very good also to calm your mind, yung parang lots of thoughts na parang lahat-lahat na lang nag-worry ka in everything. It's so good for headache. It settle your mind. Itong tayang. In between yan sa eyebrow. Tapos ang sa eyebrow naman is called B2. Bladder 2 is also very good sa eye strain, headache din na frontal headache. Tapos yung in between ng eyes, yuyaw. Maganda rin yan. Ipag-massage mo lang siya, and then you pinch ng ganun. And also, it would be very good sa facial. As what I've told you before, pag nag-facial ka, stretch ng face, upward, ipang ganun mo na lang siya. And then, it's a very, very good because I'm learning now how to facial massage, and I enjoy doing it. Parang kahit na you do it to yourself, yung sa chin mo, stomach 5 is also here, and stomach 4 is also here. So, kahit na chin pressing mo lang siya, and then lift up. And then, ang draining nun is in the neck. So, lymphatic drainage, you lift all your face up, and then from top, you go down, and then you pull your neck down. So, pag ginagamit ako ng oil, yung plain coconut oil lang. Kasi, I do mix my own oil. May tawag nun, peppermint, eucalyptus, ginger. So, portion yun, but my base is coconut oil. So, para, ang mint kasi is very good relaxing sa muscles. So, but then if you do the facial massage, make sure it's not liniment or anything spicy kasi baka mapunta sa mata, and then it's not good also to have a spicy feeling sa face mo. Yung natural oil lang. I'm not suggesting baby oil because may mineral oil yun so it's not healthy para sa skin. So, and of course, if you feel like doing facial, I'm doing it in my house. I do hydrofacial. It gives a glow to your face. And also may PRP. PRP is very, very good also for the joint problem. Yung sarili mong dugo will be taken from you, tapos centrifuge yun ang ginagawang serum sa face. So yun ang mga latest technique, and I'm so fortunate I can offer it for a very fair price. So, yun na lang siguro, and then, pag, as much as possible na kaya natin, I'm really discouraging to take any medication. Kasi, huwag tayong maging dependent. You have to do something na, I think, some of us have headache kasi hindi enough ang water intake. So, kailangan lang talaga na uminom ng maraming tubig to flush out. Kasi pag na-notice mo na yung umiihi ka na bubbly, tapos dark yellow, it means parang there's a dryness inside. So, kailangan uminom ka ng maraming tubig. So, greetings again for Miss Linda Santarina, Agnes Valenzuela, Danilo Dolores, and Ludia Jimenez. Hello guys! So, thank you for watching. Yeah, and I have also somebody, Dong Nguyen. Hi! Thank you for watching. I think it's from Vietnam. So yeah, I'm now 280,000 followers, and I'm so glad most people are following me, and then they wanted to learn from me. So I've been so busy lately, so I only have few postings, but I see to it na makakashare ako ng knowledge because what I've learned is a gift from God. So what God has given me, I have to share it to everybody. And also, how would you know sa shoulder, di ba? 95% ng mga shoulder pain is blockage in the armpit. Kasi halos lahat na pumupunta sa akin na it's hard for them to lift their shoulder, their armpit is bulgy. So, kung sa bahay kayo, practicein nyo na i-test nyo sarili nyo. If your armpit is flat, it means wala ka. Kasi ang armpit is the disposable basket of liver and gallbladder. So, kung blockage siya, it means nandun na nag-accumulate na yung toxin dun sa kilikili mo. So, all you have to do is massage counterclockwise. You have to discharge, kailangang matanggal lahat yung mga blockage na yan. And then, para it will release the pain. So, kaya pag masyado na siyang thicken, the circulation is not really good. So, lahat-lahat na yan ng mga barado sa katawan natin. So, liver and gallbladder sa armpit. Pag may sinabi kang, you have a tendonitis, sa elbow naman yun. Manonotice mo pag bulgy ang elbow, it means may block din yan siya. From lungs and LI, lungs and large intestine. Doon naman siya ang blockage niya. Tapos, yung pag sa knee mo, sa likod nun, bulgy siya. Kaya 95% pag nag-start na nag-bulgy yun sa likod ng alak-alakan ata ang tawag dyan. Ano ba yan? Yung, di ba kuya? Bro, alak-alakan yung hair at the back of your knee. Pag once it started na nag-bulgy yan, 95% later on you'll have a knee problem. Kasi ito yung disposable basket ng bladder and kidney. So, ibig sabihin nun, nagbabara na siya dyan. So, yung circulation ng tubig, it didn't reach, kasi dapat na disposable basket yun eh. Kaya kailangan mga toxin na ilabas na. That's why most likely it happened, Baker's cyst, yung may tubig na namumuo, it's because hindi siya natanggal yung mga barado, kumbaga parang latak na ng katawan natin. The easiest way is also exercises, walking a little bit, also more water, and also especially if you go home at night, very very tired, try to lift your legs tail up, yung ilagay mo siya sa wall, para yung circulation ng tubig pabalik din sa katawan, and then para at least magka-relax din ng ano. So liver, sa armpit, liver and gallbladder, tapos yung sa elbow nito, lungs and large intestine, tapos kidney and UB, urinary bladder and kidney, and sa hita natin, pagbarado din siya. Pag ano yung pangalan sa amin, yung tawag sa amin, yung pangadlay eh, yung alam mo yung parang yung nagbara na siya, stomach and spleen naman yun. So kung may mga bulginess, kaya may mga technique ako na I have to release sa groin. Pero of course, I ask for permission kasi hindi mo pwedeng basta na lang hipuin yung tao. So I have to say, there are some blockage in your, especially pag lower back pain. Ang groin, there's sometimes pag may lower back pain, pag sumakit ang likod mo, hipuin mo hita mo, maano yan, may bulgy yan dyan. So unti-untiin mo siyang, unti-untiin mong i-release yung, parang may bukol, and you will feel ma-release din dito sa lower back mo. Kasi ang circulation nung barado nung sapwet mo at saka sa hita mo, mayroon dong mga fluid na hindi siya na-release. So kailangan, ang ginagawa ko niyan, I have to bend the knee and tell them, sorry, I have to release it. So sa mga technique na make sure, pag lalaki naman, I have to tell them, of course, kailangan, they have to move back their organs. Kasi baka mamaya, pagtusok ko, nandun na. Sabi ko, can you hold your private part? And then I will just push it. A single push in between dito sa hita niya. Kasi parang meron doong namumuo. Kasi I tried already, I release, I needle the back. Tapos, hindi pa rin siya, nandun pa rin ang pain. parang I have that feeling, mayroon siyang barado doon. So, all I have to do, let the bend the knee and then you push it. May pressure siya, but then, pag babae, komportable ako. Pag lalaki, as much as possible, ayoko. Kasi, but then I make myself as a professional, doctor ako, so I have to tell them, I think it's from your groin area. There's something in there that I need to push. So, ask a permission. Every time you have to, kaya minsan sabi nilang, na-abuse mo na yung pasyente mo because you have to ask permission. Kaya, I always have the form to say that, there are some parts of your body na kailangan kong i-touch, especially kung ang problem is lower back. Of course, I have to expose the bum area. Kaya, minsan ginagawa ko na lang na comedy sa isip ko lang yun ha. But then of course, this is my profession. I have to be professional when it comes to dealing with my patient, especially kung sciatic ang problem niya. How would you know yung sciatic? Yung gilid niyan, yung pag i-touch mo yung bone dito, ma-feel mo yung mag-bump. Ito sabi na greater trochanter. Pag hawakan mo yung gilid mo, pag saan nag-touch yun, ito yung sabi nilang greater trochanter. So, from greater trochanter, at sa hole ng butt niya, divide into 3. So, pag nakita mo divide into 3, yung first 1/3, yun ang piriformis muscles. The moment na piniga mo yun at sumakit siya, ow! Masisigaw siya. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to test kung okay siya. So, kung pag piniga ko yan siya at masakit, ibig sabihin nun na ano siya, barado yung niya, yung sciatic. Kaya tawag na sciatic because the sciatic nerve is the longest nerve of the body from L3 ata up to all the way to the ankle. So, pag ang pain within the bum area lang, it means concentrated siya within ang sciatic mo. But then, if you feel numbness all the way to the heel, ibig sabihin the whole leg is numb, mga nerve function nito na nabara na siya. So, for me, i-needle ko siya, surrounding needles, and then, minsan, I have to massage the leg. As what I've been telling you, massaging the legs is outward. At the back, outward. At the back, inward. Kasi yun ang circulation ng nerves function. So kung minasage mo siya, going down is okay. But then, how to release the tense muscles? You pull the leg outward. Kasi ito yung releasing factor ng muscles. Kasi you have to oppose the function of the muscles para to give strength. So, massage outward and the back inward. So, am I good? Yeah, and then, when it comes to pain, stomach pain also, constipated ka. Anyways, I told before only upper shoulder, but then, constipation is also, it means blockage, heat, may internal heat ka. So, the massaging the stomach is right to left. Pag massage mo, from the navel, i-circle mo siya and push. Ang ginagawa ko niyan, so, hilain mo muna, pagitna. Okay. You pull all the way on the side and also on the side. Hilain mo siya. So, of course, with oil, a little bit, kasi masakit naman sa balat kung wala. So, you pull the muscles inward and the other side. So, pag nandyan na siya, from lahat nun, ipa-left mo siya. Kasi constipated siya eh. So, the end part ng anus natin is on the left side para smooth yung paglabas ng pupo. But then, kung kung diarrhea naman siya, pabalikin mo siya. On that day lang, kung kailan siya nag-diarrhea, kailan ka lang nag-diarrhea, yun lang ang gawin mong left to right. Para ibalik mo lang ang muscles na mag-hold ng fluid na constant na nilalabas sa katawan mo. Only that day. But then, pag stop na ang diarrhea mo, balik ka naman right to left. Right to left ng parati yung massage. Kasi at saka pag alam mo yung pag ni right to left mo, ang sarap nang mag-utot eh. Kasi parang nalabas na lahat ng mga hangin. So, yun yung mga releasing factor. Tapos, as what I've been telling before, sa chest, yung rub mo lang chest mo parati. Ang in between ng nipple is REN 17 is very good kung may mga congestion, yung mga hard to breathe, hindi ka hinga masyado, pag may mga colds ka. And I have also a friend, she's been telling me may slight pneumonia siya, but then her pain was the middle. Masakit daw masyado, and then she went to an ER, and then left lobe niya inflamed, and then may slight pneumonia. But then, ang pagkaalam ko kasi, according to our study, is T1, T2 is lung area. So those are most likely in pain. But for her, I think it reaches sa T4 to 8. It means the very tip edge na working so hard, tapos napawisan ka, and then imagine yung pawis mo pag napasok ka ng lamig, and then air and wind is very sensitive, parang madali siyang mag-absorb ng katawan mo. And keep in mind na once ang cold will set into your body, hindi siya magstay ng cold, it will transform into heat. Pag overheat, pag may heat na sa loob, doon na nag-cause ng colds, yung nagtatrangkaso ka na, sore throat, di ba? Yun ang symptoms, sore throat, runny nose, teary-eyed, yun ang mga sign na there's something coming. So, pag ako, nakakaramdam na ako niyan, I flush out with water. Hindi ako pala inom ng tubig, but once I started feeling that thing, umiinom ako ng halos 2 litrong tubig kasi I know it would flush out. But then the normal days, sorry, hindi ako umiinom ng tubig kasi I feel like drowning. But then kung may sakit, at parang feeling ko na may symptoms na ako ng sakit, I have to drink more water. And of course, I needle myself. Kaya parang easiest blessing sa akin na I've been an acupuncturist for a while. I know how to treat myself. And the only problem I cannot is when I suffered back pain. I can release it from the front, but it's really different that somebody has to treat my back. Naturally, may mga points din sa na ma-release mo, pero iba talaga yung i-needle ka sa likod. But then my teacher, my professor, went for a vacation in Taiwan. So I think I have a schedule with him sa October sa June na to. So kahit na kung doktor ka man, it's hard to treat yourself. So you have to ask somebody to treat you. So ganun na lang. But then and also yung tennis ball, hindi lang kasi ako nakagawa I left it at home. Yung 2 tennis ball, you duct tape them together, 2 tennis ball, and then you lie down on that tennis ball on the flat surface. So pag higa mo, hinigaan mo siya yung 2 tennis ball. So it means 2 tennis ball, hindi mo na mag-concentrate sa middle kasi very cautious ka sa middle kasi ito talaga yung bone. So yung 2 tennis ball, so it means pag 2 tennis ball, ang in between noon soft. So you press, kung saan man ang pain mo, you press your body against that ball. Kasi yun ang makaka-release. And then you hold it for at least 1 minute and then let go. Ulit-ulitin mo siya. Kasi through pressure, that's what I said, any pain in our body, our brain is helping us. So, pag may pain ka naramdaman, i-press mo yung katawan mo dun sa tennis ball na yon, brain will gonna help you out. Kasi, i-release niya. It would help you out. It's not magic, it's only a remedy, but if the pain persistent and hindi mo siya matanggal, of course, it's time for you to go to the doctor and check kung baka may mga nerve damage na o kaya broken bone. So, you will feel a little bit more better. So, I think you've learned more from me. So, we'll discuss more details later on sa mga cervical thoracic na mga points. There are lots of organs na matawag doon, na ma-release, and then it would be helpful. If I have to do needle, I always put Hua 2 GLG. Lahat ng kaya every time you can see kung pinafollow nyo ko, follow me! Dr. K, Dr. Acupuncture. I put all needles, despite na wala siyang sakit, but I put all the needles in all the thoracic area, from cervical to thoracic. I put all the needles there because every point, kailangan ma-release yung mga organs niya. Kaya everybody who comes to me, they really appreciate na gumaling sila. Because they said, some go to the acupuncture, mga ilang needle lang nilalagay. For me, I think, parang ang pinakamababa ko lang maibigay sa tao, siguro 10. Because I wanted to treat everybody na talagang paglabas sa akin ng bahay ko, magaling na siya. May result na talaga siya. So hindi ako, sabi ko, the needle alone, ang $100 is cost only, I think, $4, $3.75. You are not paying the worth of the needle. You are paying the acupuncture according to the knowledge how he or she can treat you. So, doon ako binabayaran sa knowledge ko kung paano ko mapagaling ang tao. So, if you're suffering in pain for so long, come contact me. I can help you. As long as there's no broken bone. Any pain with muscles, nerves, and everything, I can help. Pero kapag broken bone, iba na usapan. Hindi naman ako manghihilot na yung bali-bali. How I wish, my grandfather, my great-grandfather is a healer. Kaya siguro na-absorb ko yung mga knowledge noon. Ang galing noon, lahat ng mga bali sa katawan, kinakrak-krak niya lang. He never went to school. But, sinasabi nilang quack doctor nga eh. So albularyo siya noon sa amin, sa bayan namin. Kaya when I learned about this treatment, parang sinasabing, apo kanina tandang-tandi. Ayoko talagang i-connect ako doon because I said, I learned this is my science, this is what traditional Chinese medicine knowledge is, but then it helps. Kasi parang doon ko na talagang may gift of healing ako. It's in the blood. Kaya parang may sabing may dugo ka ng manggagamot o kaya witchcraft. But then, sabi nila, ipasa yun eh. Ipasa sa, according sa ating belief, di ba? Ipasa yun sa mga ipasa dun sa mga anak-anakan. But then, namatay siya, hindi ko na naabutan. But then siguro the knowledge beyond that, and then my eagerness to help everybody. So yun na sigurong blessing. At saka every time I do treatment, I pray. Kasi alam ko, si Lord lang talaga ang best healer. And I always pray to God na, Lord, send your knowledge to me. May this point na ibigay ko sa tao maging helpful sa kanya. And it works kasi I believe and I trust in God. So, follow me for more. Dr. K, Dr. of Acupuncture. And if you want to book an appointment, 780-885-8349. So, till next, love you guys. Bye!